Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Tianan and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I've reorganised my bookshelves, and I am also going to give you a little tour of these bookshelves behind me at the end. I'm not sure how long the clips of me organising these are going to be because I was organising for quite a while. I'm sure my camera did cut out a few times, but like I said, there will be a little tour of these bookshelves at the end for you guys, and I will just explain what I've done and what I've moved. I feel like that's all I have to say at the minute. I don't want this introduction to be too long, so without further ado, let's just dive into the video. I can't actually get all the shelves in shots, so this is the best that I can do, but this is what they look like. And I am really happy with them. I think I'm going to talk about this shelf first and then we'll move this way. But the first shelf up here is actually my contemporary books. I don't have a lot of them, as you can see, and Ink, Spark and Scar aren't actually contemporary books, but I've just put them there for now because they're nice and colourful. But yeah, contemporary is definitely not my favourite genre, but there are some stories that I do really enjoy, and so that's where I keep them. Moving on to this shelf, we have some stunning editions of my classics there. I'll just give you a closer look. So there's Sherlock Holmes, Grimm's The Complete Grimm's Fairy Tales, The Fairy Tales and Stories of Hans Christian Andersen, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Other Tales. Those are both Alice stories too, and then this is when we move on from the classics. And the way I've organised this is that it is moving on to retellings. So obviously here you can tell it's Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Snow White, that sort of thing. And that carries on more or less to this shelf where we start with a retelling of The Wizard of Oz. And then I do also have a mix of fantasy books that are inspired by other types of fairy tales and different mythologies. So we have Wicked Fox and Vicious Spirits here. We have Star Daughter, and obviously I have quite a few other ones there too. Next up we have my murder mystery shelf. I do want to move this book off of here. I'm not too keen on it being there. I haven't read it yet, but eventually I do want to move all these hardcovers off of this shelf because this is going to be my Agatha Christie shelf. As you can see, I do have quite a few of her books. I do have some stunning hardcover editions there as well, but I am mostly collecting these paperbacks, and so I definitely want to display them in their own shelf. And then going on from this shelf, we do have some more murder mysteries here. These are actually YA books, and most of them are more mystery thrillers instead of murder mysteries. But then we slowly go on to middle grade. This is actually a middle grade murder mystery series that I'm really enjoying at the minute. And after that we do go into fantasy. So I have a few there. Ignore my cup of tea, I forgot to move it. But yeah, carrying on from this shelf, as you can see, it's all fantasy. And then on the last shelf we have A Series of Unfortunate Events books by Lemony Snicket, and then we move on to my Rick Riordan section. So yeah, that is this first shelf done. I really do like the look of it, but as you can see, my middle grade shelves are quite full as it is, so I'm going to have to sort out a place for them to go once it starts expanding a bit more. Next up we have this skinny shelf. At the top there I do have my Harry Potter books. I'm not going to go on about this too long though because I definitely don't support JK Rowling and I really don't want to be promoting her books on my channel. I will just say though that these dust jackets are from Nerdying and I've just kept them on my shelf there because I do love that artwork. I know so much work went into creating those dust jackets and I do love the look of them. And then next up I'm going to move you down and I'm going to talk about these two shelves together because these are my Greek books. So I do have some Greek retellings, non-fiction and ancient classics on these shelves. I only have 3 of these ancient classics at the minute, but I definitely want to collect more. Ancient Greece is something that I'm so interested in and yeah, I definitely want to be more knowledgeable on that. But then we have Mythos and Heroes by Stephen Fry, which are brilliant. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which honestly broke my heart. Then we have this stunning box set of the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. And then coming down to this one we have some more stunning books, my favourite of them being Circe. This is one of my all-time favourite books. I love it so much and I would highly recommend everyone read it. And I'm also very excited to get to Troy by Stephen Fry. It's one that I haven't managed to get to yet, but I definitely want to soon. Then coming down from that one we have my Chronicles of Ancient Darkness shelf. If you know me, you'll know that this is my all-time favourite middle grade series. It's the series that got me into reading and I will be forever grateful to it for that. So we have the paperbacks of the series here. These are the ones that I've read year after year. I've had to replace a few of them because they were just absolutely battered. And then I did find this amazing set of exclusive hardcover books that I don't think you can actually buy anywhere anymore, and so this is definitely a prized possession. And then moving on from that one we have this shelf which I absolutely love. This houses some more of my classics. So I have the Penguin English Library classics here which are just absolutely beautiful. I definitely want to collect more of these, but I am on a bookbang ban at the minute, but hopefully I can add more to my collection soon. And moving on we have this box set that I found at a bargain price. It was actually £2.50 in Tesco on reduction and I think the box set itself is around £40 and I paid £2.50 for the whole thing, which is 50p a book, and I couldn't be happier with that find. But I believe these are the Puffin's Children Classics collection. I'm not too sure, but it does say that on the top, so if you want to find them I would just put in Puffin Children's Classic Collection, it should come up. And then I'm not too keen on this little bit, but I didn't have anywhere else to put these, and obviously they are more classics and modern classics, so I definitely wanted to put them on this shelf. We have Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which I'm desperate to get to, and then we have The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. And then down from that one we have my Schwab shelf. As you can see, this is full of books by Victoria Schwab, who is one of my favourite authors of all time. I don't have the Monsters of Verity duology on here though because because that is actually on there. Not for any particular reason, just the fact that they don't really fit on here anymore because I do have quite a few of her books. But yeah, these books are so stunning. I love Victoria Schwab's aesthetic and I just love having that shelf there because yeah, it just looks so nice to me. And then down from that one we have the last shelf of this bookshelf, and that is my sci-fi books. Again, sci-fi is not my absolute favourite genre, so I definitely don't have too many books in here, which is why I think it looks so nice in this little cube. But as you can see, we have the Red Rising trilogy by Pierce Brown, Skyward and Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, Ready Player One and Ready Player Two by Ernest Cline, Warcross by Marie Lu, and we have the Star Wars trilogy, which this one is beautiful, guys. It is an exclusive edition from Barnes & Noble, so I did actually order this just before lockdown because I saw it on Jodie's channel from Vanilla Moon and I just absolutely fell in love with it. I knew I had to have it and I'm so glad that I bought it at the time that I did. It is still in its packaging right now, I don't know if you could see, but yeah, I don't want to take that off until I'm absolutely sure that I want to read the book. Honestly, I might just end up buying other editions of Star Wars and reading them instead of this one because I just love it too much and I don't really want it to get damaged. But yeah, that is that shelf. I do really like having a slim shelf. It does make it difficult to fit some books on it sometimes though, but overall I do really like it. Next up, I'm going to talk about this shelf and I will just give you a quick overview. And this one is mainly fantasy books. I am going to group the first two shelves together because they are all books by Cassandra Clare. As you can see, I have quite a lot of books in the Shadowhunters world, which I'm not too mad about, but I definitely don't need all of them. I feel like I am going to end up unhauling that one. I'm not too sure why, but I'm just not loving how it looks. I am going to keep all my US hardbacks though because they are just beautiful. And then I do also have these stunning Waterstones exclusive editions, which are definitely a prized possession. Moving down from the Shadowhunters shelf, we have this one right here. So we have this stunning edition of The Diviners by Libba Bray, which is one of my favourite books. I love this one so much. We have some beautiful editions of These Violent Delights, which has pink sprayed edges, and Kingdom of the Wicked, which has these flowery stenciled edges. And those are both Fairy Loot exclusive editions and they are absolutely gorgeous. Then because I have a Kerry Maniscalco book here, I decided to put her series in there as well, and that is the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. Also on this shelf I have Girls of Paper and Fire, which is one that I really need to get to soon. I've heard so many good things about it and I just still haven't picked it up. Master of Sorrows is another one that I really want to get to soon. And guys, how stunning is this book? But it is quite big and I feel like that's probably why I haven't picked it up yet. Then we have Truth Witch, which is the first book in the Witchland series, and I did read it but I wasn't too keen on it, so I'm not sure what to do with that one. I might unhaul it or I might give it a reread, we shall see. And then we have the Guinevere Deception and the sequel, which is the Camelot Betrayal, and again this is another one that I need to get to soon. Moving down from this one is probably one of my favourite shelves, and it is this one. As you can see, I have my Leigh Bardugo books here. I love how these look without the dust jacket on, so that's why I took those off. I was debating on taking off the dust jacket for Ninth House as well, because let me just show you. That is what it looks like and it would fit in so nicely, but I do like that this is blue. This is a Waterstones exclusive edition and I keep it next to these books because I feel like it definitely fits the theme. Another Waterstones exclusive edition is this one of The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It has blue sprayed edges and it's just the prettiest thing. I haven't actually read a book by Erin Morgenstern yet, but I am very tempted to read one of these later on in the year. I'm not sure which one I want to get to first. Please let me know which one you think I should. I know The Night Circus is such a beloved book here on BookTube, but something about the Starless Sea just really intrigues me, so yeah, please let me know which one I should pick up first. Then we have another one of my favourite books, which is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, and I still haven't read the sequel. I'm so bad at doing that, guys. It's so annoying. Then we have The Beautiful, which is another one of my all-time favourite books, and its sequel, The Damned. I didn't love that one as much. I think I gave this one 5 stars and this one 3 stars. Still enjoyed it, but yeah, just really not as much as The Beautiful. And then we have a stunning section here of books that I haven't read. So Court of Miracles, A Deadly Education, Wicked As You Wish, We Hunt the Flame, and The 10,000 Doors of January. All ones that I definitely want to try and prioritise this year. They sound like they're going to be absolutely amazing and I just cannot wait to pick them up. This one especially because I believe the second book is coming out later on in January. So yeah, as you can see, there there are quite a lot of books that I really need to get to. Some series that I've started that I need to finish, and yeah, honestly, I'm just a mess, but there we are. And then I've just moved you down a shelf. This is another one that I absolutely love. So here we have the first two books in the Falling Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. I bought these two because I absolutely love the covers, and I really want to get all of them because they just look absolutely stunning. But I still haven't started it because I don't really want to start a new series yet, because I have so many that I need to continue on with, such as the Imperium trilogy. I read Furyborn this time last year. I absolutely loved it, gave it 5 stars, and never continued on with the rest of the trilogy. I've been saying that I'm going to read Kingsbane for months and I still haven't got around to it, but hopefully I can get to it soon. I've heard such good things and people say it's even better than Furyborn, so yeah, definitely want to prioritise that one. Then we have the Witch Sign series by Den Patrick, and this is beautiful. Not gonna lie, I bought these books because of the covers. I haven't read them yet, but for some reason I bought the full trilogy. I know the reason actually. It's because this one was going out of print everywhere. I only just managed to find a copy. This one's newly released, so I decided to grab that one, and I couldn't just have those two books, so I bought the middle book as well. Another one on this shelf that I absolutely loved was Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I read this years ago now, and I remember because I think this was the first ever audiobook that I listened to, and I listened to it on YouTube actually, so I literally could not leave my room when I was listening to this. I don't know if my opinions on it would change if I reread it. I do really want to reread it soon though. I feel like I'm in such a mood to reread this book, so hopefully I can get to it. But I just want to show you guys, look at that cover. It is one of the most beautiful books I've ever seen, and I was looking for a physical copy of this one for so long. I really wanted to get the Owl Crate edition, which is white, but couldn't find it anywhere, and I decided to just buy this one when I was doing a book depository order a few years ago, and I'm so glad because I just love everything about this book. And yeah, like I said, it's one that I really want to reread soon. Then we have The Last Magician and the Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell, another series that I haven't even started yet, but I have the first 2 books and I've pre-ordered the 3rd and final book, so yeah, I definitely need to stop doing that, but it's one that I've heard so many good things about, and I just need to give it the time, to be honest with you. I need to sit down one day and power through. I feel like once I have the final book in a series, it's so much easier for me to pick it up because I can just binge read it, but the final book in this trilogy has been pushed back so many times. I think it was meant to come out around May last year and it keeps being pushed back, so I don't actually know when the last book's coming out now. Then we have 2 books by Margaret Rogerson. I will show you Sorcery of Thorns because I believe this one was an Owl Crate edition, so it's purple. I do also have the Fairy Loot edition of this with the blue sprayed edges, but I don't keep it on the shelf because I've got these 2 there anyway and I really don't want it to get damaged. Crown of Feathers is another Owl Crate book that I got but just haven't got around to reading it yet, and I definitely need to. I know Brittany from Brittany the Bibliophile really loved this one, so again, it's just going to be a matter of picking it up when I feel like another fantasy book. And then lastly on this shelf we have the Daevabad trilogy. I read City of Brass not too long ago. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't absolutely blown away by it. People have said though that the Kingdom of Copper is a lot better, so I am very excited to dive into this one. I did listen to the audiobook for City of Brass and read along physically, so I feel like that's what I'm going to do with this one as well. But yeah, another series that I've started and just haven't got around to finishing yet. And so from that shelf we come down and we have this one, which I absolutely love the look of this shelf. First up, as you can see, I have a lot of books by Robin Hobb. I've been taking part in Elder Lingalong throughout 2020 and it's just solidified my love of Robin Hobb as an author. She is definitely a new favourite author of mine and I just cannot wait to get to the rest of her books. I have currently read the Farseer trilogy and the Live Ship Traders trilogy, so I am starting the next one off with Fool's Errand and I'm so excited to do that. Also, I don't know if I've been mentioning the little trinkets that I have on these shelves, but whilst this one's here I will mention it to you. This is a candle by Grace and Honey, which is Becca from Becca and the Books' candle shop, and I love her candles so much, guys. And this one is The Wit and it is actually inspired by the Farseer trilogy, so that's why that one sits there. I will leave a link to Becca's shop down below in the description, so definitely check it out if you wanted some bookish candles. She's got some amazing ones there and I honestly have most of them. Getting back into the books though, I have the Shannara trilogy here, which I don't know when I'll get to. I bought these years and years ago and I still haven't picked them up, but it's one that's always intrigued me. I love the adaptation that they made and I really wish that that show hadn't been cancelled. Next we have Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I love learning about different mythologies, guys. It's definitely something that I get so much enjoyment out of, and I want to say that Norse mythology, Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology are the ones that just capture my interest the most, and I just want to learn everything that I can about them. So that's why I have this one, and it's there because it is white and it fits in with the theme going on there. Then we have Kings of the Wild, the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness, which is another one I want to get to because there is a film coming out, I believe, and I definitely want to read it before it does come out, but it's another one that I don't want to start because I know it's going to take me a while to get through, and I really need to prioritize other books on my shelves and finish them out before I want to dive into a new trilogy. The same is the case for Dune by Frank Herbert. There is a new film coming out for this one, which is why I bought it. So this is the 50th anniversary edition, and it's just stunning. Another one I don't think I'll get to for a while because it is massive and it is a sci-fi, which, as I've said before, not my favourite genre, not the one I pick up the most, and I feel like this would definitely take a lot of my time and energy. So yeah, don't know when I'll get to that one, but it's there when I feel the need to dive into it. Then we have one of my favourite books, which is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. Definitely do a reread soon. This one is one that I'm so excited about, and it is The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. I mentioned this in my last book haul, so if you do want to hear the synopsis, please check that out. And then lastly on this shelf we have The Bear and the Nightingale, which I really do want to read, but again, I don't want to be starting a new series at the minute because I just want to finish out some that I've already started. Okay, and then the last shelf on this bookcase is this one. This is definitely a bit different. I'm not too keen on it, but it's just what I had to go with to make everything work. As you can see, I have my Throne of Glass books there by Sarah J Maas, and they are the books I originally read when I read Throne of Glass for the first time, and so I keep them here for now, but once lockdown's over I might take them over to my mum's because I definitely don't need those there, and the hardcovers up there, sneak peek, and it would just clear quite a bit of shelf space as well, so we'll see. But next to that I have this candle. I have to put this on the floor otherwise it won't focus, but I keep this candle next to those Throne of Glass paperbacks. It's by Enchanted Realm and it is To the Stars Who Listen, and it smells like strawberry, almond and chocolate, and it's really nice actually. There we go, it looks like that. As you can see, I have burned it, but I don't really want to burn too much because I feel like this is one that I want to keep for a while. But yeah, that one just lives there. And then I have an assortment of random hardbacks that I couldn't fit in anywhere else on the shelves. This is too small to go with my other Holly Black books, and so I can't put it with them because I do organise my shelves by height. And then you'll see when I get to my other shelves, all the other hardbacks that I have are quite dark in colour, and so the white ones just stand out and it doesn't really look good, so that's why they're down there. Felix Ever After, I can't remember if it's a contemporary or a contemporary fantasy actually. I'm just thinking I might need to put this on my contemporary shelf, but anyway, I'll look at that later. But yeah, that was a gift to me sent by Samantha, and it's one that I still need to get to, so I'm sorry. I'll get to it soon, but thank you so much for sending it my way. I cannot wait to dive into it. I've heard nothing but good things. Then I can't remember if this is an Owl Crate edition or a Fairy Loot, but it is Goddess in the Machine, and it has lovely gold sprayed edges. Again, it's a bit too short to go on my sci-fi shelf, so it lives there. Same with Cryer's War, and then again you can see with these hardbacks that they're just a tiny bit bigger than the rest of them, but they're smaller than normal hardbacks, so yeah, that's just a mess of a shelf. But I do kind of like the fact that it looks like a rainbow, so I might keep those there. I haven't decided yet, but I just think it looks a bit strange with paperbacks there and then hardbacks back there. Ideally I would just want these two shelves to be paperbacks. And now we've finally come to the last shelf, and again I will just pan down for you so that you can see what it all looks like. Starting off at the top again though, we have my tall white hardcovers, and I love the look of this shelf. In particular my Nevernight books right there by Jay Kristoff, and the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang. I really hope that's all in focus. It's way too tall for me to be able to reach up properly, so I can't quite tell. But yeah, then we have Holly Black on there, and we have the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. Then moving down we have what is probably my favourite shelf, which is weird because I really don't like the spines of these books, but I think the colour of this shelf just wins me over. So we have a very big section dedicated to Laini Taylor. I tried to read this trilogy, but oh, it's in the wrong order. This is the first book and that is the second book, so I need to swap that round. There we go. I have read the first book, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, but I haven't read the other two. I did try starting this one, but honestly I really couldn't get into it. So I don't know if this is one that I'll unhaul in the future or if I'll try and reread. I really want to enjoy it though, because Strange the Dreamer is one of my all-time favourite books. It just blew me away when I read it, and again it's another one that I've been wanting to reread for so long, but I know it will put me in a slump. But this is a stunning edition from Illumicrate. So it has the UK cover and gold sprayed edges, and I do actually have 2 copies because when I received this one, yeah, you can see the text on the spine had started coming off, and because I paid so much for it, I did reach out to Illumicrate and just asked them if there was any way to fix it or get a replacement dust jacket, and they did just send me out a replacement book, which is absolutely brilliant of them. They really didn't have to do that, but I'm so thankful. So the pristine copy is hiding back there, and I'm able to display this copy because I'm not too scared of it being damaged. And then we have Muse of Nightmares, which is just another stunning book, and again this is the Illumicrate version, so it does have silver sprayed edges. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but trust me, it's special. Right guys, I'm not going to be able to show you any more of the book covers because they are packed in so tightly. I had a nightmare trying to fit this one back in. But here we have the Spellslinger series by Sebastian de Castell. I am missing the 3rd one. The hardback of that is extremely rare, but I don't mind. I like how these all look together anyway. And I do have the audiobook for the 3rd one now, so I can listen to it whenever. Then we have The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, which is one that I'm desperate to read. Oh, I said I wouldn't pull any out, but I'm going to stuff it. This one is actually a Waterstones exclusive edition, and guys, it has bright pink sprayed edges, which is just absolutely beautiful. Speaking of beautiful books, I also have Uprooted and Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik in the UK hardcovers, and these are probably the most beautiful books that I own. Like, I cannot get over how stunning they are. I loved Spinning Silver as well. I read it recently. Uprooted I didn't like as much, but again, it's one that I read quite a while back now, so I wouldn't mind giving it a reread. And then moving on from that one, we have this shelf right here. I actually hate this shelf, and it's one of the reasons that I didn't want to do a proper bookshelf tour because I just really don't like how it looks. Like you can see, I've got books stacked up that way. I tried to match it colour wise, but it's just not really working out for me. Some books are sticking out, and yeah, I just really don't like it. I like this little section though, but yeah, from the mime order onwards, I hate it, and I honestly don't know what I can do with it, so please ignore that. But yeah, here we have, again, another stunning book. This is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi, another Owlcrate exclusive edition, which has blue flowers on that I absolutely love. This is another one that I haven't gotten to yet because when it came out, there were a few mixed reviews about it. Since then, though, I have heard positive things, so I am definitely tempted to pick it up soon. Then we have Mexican Gothic. I would have preferred to have kept this one on this shelf somewhere, but I just can't figure out a way to make that happen yet, so that stays there. But this is actually a gift from Caris over at Caris's Corner, so thank you so much, Caris. I really enjoyed that book. Definitely a weird one, but after sitting on it for a while, I did really enjoy it. Then we have this beast of a book, which is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, another one of my favourite books. I read it last summer and just absolutely fell in love with it, and I can't wait for more books in this world. And then behind that we have The Books of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, which I did start. I read 2 stories out of it and I wasn't the biggest fan, so for now it's just living behind there. Then we have The Bone Season and The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon, which is the same author as this one. And again, these were gifted to me by Caris, so thank you so much. You're honestly making my book collection dreams come true right now. Then we have Wicked Saints. This one was an Owlcrate exclusive, so it has a black cover and it also has these deckled edges, which is why it sticks out on my shelf, I think, and is very annoying. The Shadow of the Fox I loved. I definitely need to carry on with the rest of them. I haven't read any of these ones. Definitely interested in The Furies though, and again, it's one I'm hoping I can get to relatively soon. But yeah, I'm sorry you had to witness this mess. I absolutely despise that shelf, and yeah, we're just gonna move on. As you can see, the next shelf is my Throne of Glass shelf. Now this one used to be where my paperbacks are down there, but I decided they looked so much nicer in the middle of my shelf and on this shelf in particular, because as you can see, this shelf is quite colourful, and so it matches this one beautifully. I don't know what I'm going to do when A Court of Silver Flames comes out though, because I literally have no room. I'll probably have to get rid of this copy of Crescent City because there's nothing really special about it. This one is the Waterstones exclusive, so it has red sprayed edges, and this one is the Tour edition, which is absolutely beautiful. And then I know I'm probably going to get questions about this, but this is a book that I bought from Barnes & Noble, and again, it's whilst they were still shipping to the UK, but this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Kingdom Kingdom of Ash, and this is actually on the reverse of the dust jacket. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, so that is the dust jacket, as you can see. It says there, Barnes & Noble exclusive. But because I'd already bought the box set of the hardcovers, I already had Kingdom of Ash there, and so I've basically turned it inside out so that the artwork is displayed, because I just think that looks so stunning. And then we have the US hardcover editions, which are all of these ones. Like I said, I did buy a box set of these and it was quite cheap actually. I pre-ordered it, and so I got the pre-order price guarantee. Like I said, I did read those copies, but I feel like from now on, if I ever want to reread them, which I am definitely doing this month, then I will read the hardcover copies instead, because I feel like it's just a bit nicer. Down from there we have my short hardcovers, starting off with Serpent and Dove and Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. This is another series that I need to catch up on. I read Serpent and Dove and absolutely loved it. Haven't read the second book yet, so I definitely need to get to that one. Then, as I mentioned before, my copies of the Monsters of Verity duology live here because they didn't fit on my Schwab shelf and they are the perfect height to be on here. As you can see, these are all sort of fantasy books. And then from here onwards we have a little J. Kristoff section again. I was trying to keep his books all together and I was going to have a dedicated shelf to him, but I just love the way that this looks a lot more, so I've decided to separate them for now. Hopefully I will get an author shelf for him eventually. But yeah, we have the Lifelike trilogy, and then we have the first two books in the Aurora cycle, which he co-wrote with Amy Kaufman. And then lastly we have these two, because I don't know if you can see again, these hardbacks are a tiny bit taller than those, so I've grouped them together just to make it a bit more consistent, and so that's why they are there. From that one we move down once more, and as you can see this is very heavy on the adult fantasy. So we have the A Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin, and we have a little Funko Pop of Sansa there, which is absolutely stunning. I'm actually up to A Feast for Crows in this series now, but I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook for it for a bit because it is on Scribd. Then we have the Outlander books by Diana Gabaldon. I actually read this one about 3 years ago now. I did really enjoy it, but oh my gosh, they're just so long and you definitely need a good chunk of time set aside to dive into these. So I haven't carried on with these two books yet, but again, plan to eventually. Don't know when. They're not high priority at the minute, but they are some that I would like to get to. And then the only ones that I've read from this stack and these two is actually Elantris by Brandon Sanderson, one of my new favourite books of all time. Absolutely love this one. But yeah, other than that, they are all unread and ones again that I need to get to at some point. And the same goes for the next shelf as well. As you can see, this one is a bit of a mess. I have had to use as much space as possible because I just had a load of paperbacks and they were kind of thrown all over the place. Actually, I lie. They were on this shelf, but this is going to end up being my Tolkien shelf, as you can see by the middle one there. And so I decided to move all of them over here just so that the other shelf can eventually be dedicated to Tolkien. And I don't want to have to keep moving books over and rearranging every time I want to do that. So I decided that it would be better off to put as many as I could here. As you can see, I have quite a lot. We have the Poison Study series by Maria V. Snyder, one that I've wanted to get to for years, but again, never started, and I don't want to be starting it now because I have a load of series that I need to finish. Then I've recently moved my true crime books up here. So they were over there by the Penguin English Library Classics, but because I bought so many classics recently and that lovely box set, I decided to move them and put them here just until I figure out where I want to put them. I do really want to get to some of these soon though, such as the 5. I'm currently reading I'll Be Gone in the Dark, but I've been currently reading that for a while as well. Then another one that I need to get to as soon as possible is The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. This is actually an early copy that we got in a fairy loot box and it is absolutely stunning. It has blue sprayed edges, which is just my favourite thing in the world. And yeah, it's one that I want to get to before it comes out so that I can try and write a review for it. So that one is definitely high priority. And then here we have just a couple of random books, to be honest with you. I have another copy of Heartless because I love the paperback, but these are all books that I've started but not continued on with for some reason. So not quite a DNF because I definitely want to get to them, but I just wasn't in the mood at the time of reading them. So they just sit there now until I feel the need to pick them up. And so there you have it. This is my bookshelf. I do really like how it looks at the minute, except for that shelf. Hate that shelf with a passion. But I have been wanting to show you guys my shelves for a while. I know Charlotte commented on one of my recent videos asking if I could film a bookshelf tour. This was kind of a bookshelf tour, I guess, so I hope you enjoyed it. But until I figure out my Tolkien shelf and my shelf downstairs, I think I'm gonna hold off on a massive bookshelf tour and just leave you with this one instead. But as you saw, it was quite an in-depth little tour. Please let me know what you think of my organisation down below. This is just what personally works for me, so if it wouldn't work for you, I totally get it. There are some bits of it that I would definitely change, and I do want to change, but like I said, until my other bookshelves are kind of sorted, I can't really do anything to this one. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my shelves. Please give this video a like if you did enjoy it. It does mean the world to me when you guys like and comment, so please don't forget to do that. Whilst you're down there, don't forget to also click the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next one. Goodbye!